and welcome to History Form 2. We're going to learn the topic of democracy and human rights. So human rights, as I told you, they are in the Bill of Rights. They are found in a document called the Bill of Rights. Document called the Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights. So in the Constitution of Kenya, the Bill of Rights is in Chapter 4 of the Constitution. The Chapter 4 of the Constitution. So today, we are going to learn about the marginalized, minority and marginalized communities. Minority and marginalized communities. Marginalized, let's say groups. Marginalized groups. So what do we mean by minority groups? Minority groups refers to a society who are disadvantaged on grounds of population. So these are the small groups in Kenya. They are disadvantaged on the base of population. We find that at independence, the minority groups in Kenya were the Europeans and the Asians. Okay, the Europeans and the Asians. The Europeans were the colonizers, the settlers. Then the Asians, they came to build the Kenya-Ugandan Railway. Then they refused to go back. So they were a very small group in Kenya. So it is a group that is disadvantaged on the ground of population. So in the 2010 Constitution, the minority groups are like follows. Okay, there is the disabled. The disabled are the minority groups. There is also the aged people in there. The aged. So you find that the aged people are very few. People who are over 70s, over 60, they are very few. The disabled are also very few. So they are the minority groups in Kenya. So let's go and learn something about the marginalized groups. So, marginalized groups. The marginalized groups. So, a marginalized group is a community with a relatively small population. A relatively small population. We find that these communities, most of them are hunters and gatherers. So they live indigenous lifestyle. We find some of them are hunters and gatherers. So they are the marginalized groups in Kenya. So today I'm here to tell you the rights of the minority and the marginalized group. So the rights of minority and marginalized groups. The rights of minority and marginalized groups. So rights of minority and marginalized groups. Marginalized groups. So they have the first right. So if you are minority, if you are aged, if you are disabled, you have the following rights. The first right is that you should participate in the governance. You should participate in governance. So in case you want to become an MCA, you can vie for the seat. You can also vote so that you can exercise your democratic rights. So you should participate in governance of the country. Number 2, you should be provided with educational opportunities. So the issue of education opportunities. So in case there is civic education, they should come and teach you. So even going to school, you should attend these schools because you have a right. So however much you are disabled, you should go to school. Number 3, they should be allowed to perform cultural practices. So they should be allowed to practice cultural practices, but these practices must be in hand with the constitution. So don't go there because you are a marginalized group. You want to perform the FGM, female genital mutilation. It is against our constitution. It is not there. It is violation of the human rights. So you should have practices you should perform practices that are in hand with our constitution. So they should perform cultural practices. Number 4, they should access water, let's say electricity, okay, health services. Okay, and the last part is that they should live a life with dignity. They should be respected. They should be handled as people of Kenya. So with that, let us meet the next lesson so that I can give you the rights of other groups, specialized groups in Kenya. See you next time.